Okay, so we added a color for our inputs. We prevent the label from being selected as text. So we have here a way to set the position of the icon away from the label. And something I need to comment on is this. The margin right is not making any difference anymore because we are positioning absolutely our icons, and we are adding this padding left over here, so we can actually get rid of this one. All right, we might use the background color later on, so I'm just leaving that as a comment there. Okay, moving on, we are positioning absolutely the actual icon, and we are transitioning the opacity over here. Cool. Next, we split, and we now have a before and an after pseudo elements there, and we are applying different contents to each one of them. Only the checked checkbox will have a color, the other one will be the same color as the rest of the content there. Next, we have a change in opacity depending on whether we are checked or not, so that the proper icon will be displayed. All right, that's good. So we are ready to continue implementing styles. This time we want to address over here on the browser the disabled state, and both of these should get targeted, or I should say these three, because the very last one is also disabled. And just as a quick refresher, here we have, let's try disabled. We are just adding that attribute to the inputs, which we want to start with the disabled state. Okay, and we matched that to the contents of the label so that we know over here on the browser what state it should look like. So let's do that. I'm gonna move these colors over here somewhere. But we are also, so now that we want the disabled color, there's a good one, which is 98, 98, 98. That should be a good disabled color for us. And we want to use this variable somewhere, right? So what do we need to do now? We want to address the input, and we want to know whether it is disabled, right? So let's do the color for that will be this. And that doesn't really change anything, right? Because we're not targeting the actual input. We want to get a hold of the sibling element, which is the label. Okay, so now let's try and do this, and it worked. Awesome. So we have the disabled color here, but notice we don't have that over here. So let's make sure we address the icon as well, and we'll do that by the following. Let's do and label before, comma, and then the same, but this is going to be after. Okay, great. So now the entire row, if you will, the label with the icon is a different color, and that would indicate us that we can't interact with the input. Let's also add a cursor here, and we'll use the not allowed to further indicate that there's nothing we can actually do on here. Awesome. So as a bonus here, let's add something quickly here. So you can tell I have that selected now. It's going to be this input you have on your right. And let's remove the disabled here and see what happens. Okay, you see how it changes the color instantly? We want to do the same thing we did for the change on the icon instead. So let's add that transition here for the color, and let's do the same for 0.4 seconds. Okay, try again. So pay attention to this disabled unchecked input here, and we're gonna remove the disabled. Let me move the cursor over here. Okay, here we go. It's very subtle, but you probably can tell how the color kind of transitioned and animated. Disabled. Okay, pay attention there. Awesome. All right, that was it. Hopefully this was short but sweet. We'll talk about the rest of the states in the next one.